Tired of paint peeling off glass? I have tested a ton of methods and this one actually lasts. No chips, no peeling, even after months. And I'm going to show you the exact steps I use to get this smooth, durable finish. No fancy products, just the right technique. Let's get started. Today I'm going to be painting a glass pickle jar. This technique will work on any type of glass. If you want to paint glass out of a picture frame, jars, but this will last. It won't chip, it won't peel. It's a fantastic technique. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you've scrubbed it really well with some hot soapy water. I took this up to my sink, I soaked it, scrubbed it really well, and now we're going to use some alcohol. And we're just going to take a paper towel and wipe down the jar really well. Even if your glass looks clean, there's usually leftover grease or residue on it. And this quick wipe with alcohol makes all the difference in helping making that paint stick better. Our alcohol is all dry. That's a crucial step. Do not forget this step. It's one of the biggest mistakes people make, and that's what will prevent the paint from lifting later. So next step, you want to get some spray primer or some matte white spray paint. And you want to spritz the jar just so it has a light coat. You don't need to cover it completely, just a light coat. And it's gonna give that paint that we're gonna put on top of it something to grab onto. So I'm gonna take this outside, give it a light spritz, and we'll see you when it's all dry. Our primer is completely dry, and you can see how I haven't completely covered it, but it's coated the glass enough that it's going to give it some tooth. So now what we want to use is our homemade chalk paint. I've actually fooled around a little bit with the recipe of my homemade chalk paint, and I've switched it up from using plaster of Paris to using joint compound. I have a full tutorial on how to make this recipe. I love it 1,000 times better than the original recipe. I'll put the QR code right here, and there'll also be a link down in the description. You'll want to watch that video after you watch this one to see how to make it. So we are going to use our new and improved chalk paint and start painting our glass jar. Now you want to make sure that you don't load up that brush too much. You just want a light coat, even strokes, and make sure that we let it really dry between each coat. If you're putting it on too thick, it's going to have a tendency to want to peel again. So a light, even coat across the entire jar. I know people are going to ask me, can I just use latex paint? Can I use acrylic paint? You certainly can, but I do find that the results are not as good. A good chalk paint works the best when you're painting glass. It just really helps prevent that chipping and peeling. And if you're making a project, you don't want that to happen. So mix up a little bit of this chalk paint recipe to paint any glass projects that you have on the go. We have our first coat completely covered our jar here. It's nice and light. We've covered everything. I'm going to set this aside now and let it dry completely. That's also very crucial, letting everything dry fully between coats. So we're just going to set this aside. We're going to let it dry completely, and we'll be back. Our first coat is completely dry. We're ready for our second coat. And like I said before, do not put on thick coats. It might seem faster, but they're more likely to lift or chip over time. Thin layers for the win every time. If you're painting your glass jars or projects and you're reselling them, this is a step that you don't want to mess up on. You don't want to be selling a product and a month down the road, their jar that they bought from you starts lifting and peeling. So If you follow these steps, you're going to be guaranteed to have a perfectly painted glass jar. Okay, we have our second coat on, completely covered. Again, we're going to set it aside, let it dry really well. For the final coat, I switched to a sponge. It just smooths out everything and it helps kind of eliminate any of those brush marks that we might have. So we're just going to dip it in that chalk paint and just sponge the jar. And this is going to be our final coat. And once this is dry, you're going to see how really smooth it is and durable, and it's going to look really great as a base for your DIY projects. I'll finish sponging this on and we'll be back when it's all finished. And there we have a perfectly painted glass jar. It's not going to chip. It's not going to scratch. You can see I'm scratching it hard. It's not coming off and works really well. This is now ready to decoupage on, do an image transfer on it, add some embellishments, and when you're finished, I like to seal it up with a spray polyacrylic sealer. And that's it. Your painted glass is all set to decoupage, transfer, or simply display. If you have found this helpful, you'll definitely want to check out the video on how to make your own DIY chalk paint. Just click right here, and I'm going to meet you over there in that video. Take care.